Alright, Mommy, in this video, we are going to talk about some basics of jewelry making, things you need, as far as tools, items for ways of storing your beads so you can stay organized and not have to worry about searching for things, just certain things that I use that work for me. And so the first thing I want to talk about is storage. I like to keep my beads in containers like this that are compartmentalized, so I can, you know, put them in there, different color beads, different style of beads, so I can stay organized like that. Like this one has like the smaller beads I just got on Wish. They're real small beads, like rondelle beads on here. I'm trying to get this lighting right. Like that. Also, I like to keep all my findings together in one container. And if you're looking, this is a tray of blue beads. I'll keep all the blue ones in here. As you can see, they're separated by style. If they're plastic, if they're sparkly, if they're rondelle, they are separated that way, so I can keep them organized. The best way for me to do it is to do it like that. Alright, moving on. Now, as far as tools go, basic tools you're going to need are round nose plier. I need more light right here, oh my god. How does that work? Yes, that's a little bit better. Okay. Got your round nose plier. You got your wire cutter. Cutting. This is a textured clamp, because if you look, it has grooves in here when you grab things. I also have one that's smooth, just, you know, for working certain things. This is a flat plier, and I have a bent nose plier. This is by far the tool that I use the most, as far as for like opening jump rings and everything, actually. A pair of tweezers for, you know, when you want to grab beads and stuff, you can do like that. Grab you a bead or two. I have a pair of tweezers like that. I also have a pair of regular tweezers when I'm grabbing tiny things, you know, like that. Okay, so those are your basic tools that you will need. Some people say you need like a crimper. I usually use the textured flat plier for gripping and clamping stuff. Okay, so now to the basic building blocks of jewelry making. The things that you're going to need for every project, no matter what you're making, your earring, bracelet, keychain, dangle, whatever you're going to make, you're going to need to use some of these items. And these are eye pins. As you can see, it has a little eye on it for connecting pieces together. They also have head pins. Head pins are flat on the end, usually used for like the bottom of a dangle, the bottom of an earring, flat on the end so the bead doesn't fall off. I have them organized by, you know, silver, gold. Jump rings, used to connect things together. You have your earring hook that you hang your earring from. There are different styles of those. You've got the kind like this. That's just basically a fish hook, what this one's called. And you have, I forget what these were called. Like this. The bead would hang, the earring hangs a little bit differently. Like that. Here are your clasps. Clasps are used for connecting bracelets together, necklaces, how they go together and stay without coming apart. You can open those like that. That's pretty much. You're always going to need head pins, eye pins, jump rings, and a clasp for anything. When you get intricate later on and you want to start adding feathers and stuff like that, I'll show you how to work these guys. And you just basically put the feather in there and clamp it in there, and that holds the feather. Alright. Now, said you wanted to see a basic earring process. So So what you need to do always before you start to make anything, always make sure that you have all the beads that you're going to need for the design that you want to do before you start trying to put it together, because you'll get frustrated if you don't have the bead that you need in the middle of the project. Okay, that's probably the hardest part of making jewelry, is getting the beads together, making sure you have enough, you have the same size, the same pattern of the bead, and enough of it so that you can make what you're going to make, right? Alrighty. Stop, John. Okay, so basic earring. Usually for a basic earring, I'll do 2 dangles. Okay. On the first one, you take your head pin. It's going to be the bottom of the earring is going to be this one, this bead here. All right. So before you cut this wire to make your loop, because you have to loop it over, you always want to measure. I always just kind of put my hand right above over the bead like that, and then I cut. You don't want to cut too long because then you have a weird looking loop. You see that? You need at least that much space to make your loop over. Alright, go ahead and cut. Grab your round nose like this. Grab it at the very end. Like that. And just take it and loop it over. Just like that. And what you end up with is something like that. Alright? Okay. Alrighty, so there's the first one. You make your earrings in parts. If you're gonna do the bottom on that one, then you need to make the bottom for the other earring too, so that your pieces will go in order and you have them all made together. Grab it, look at it. Go ahead and cut. Oh, on my tray there's like a cloth. It's kind of like leather cloth or a microfiber cloth. Something so that your beads won't roll around too much, and you have a contrasting background so you can kind of see your beads and see your stuff. That's what I usually use. Go to loop for that one. Loops, bang. Bottom of the earring, done. Okay. Now the next one, I'm going to put 2 beads on there. Go ahead. And I'm using an eye pin. This is going to connect to that other pin. Like that. Colors. Bam. Go ahead and cut. Look at it. Cut it. Bang. Okay. Now when you make a loop on the eye pin, look at the bottom. You see how the eye pin? If the eye pin's facing you like that, then you want to go ahead and take and make your loop the opposite direction. Right? So what you end up with is something like this. So this goes like that way. Put your head eye pins like this. And what that does is that creates motion. When you put them together, the earring will have movement and won't be stiff. Which is the best part about earrings. You want them to move and glitter and glint in the light. But if they have no movement, because they have stiff joints, then it's not going to work. Same thing again. Go ahead and make it, measure it, cut. Oh, and when you cut, make sure that you cut. I always like to touch the tip that's going to be cut off down to my fabric, so that when I cut it, it doesn't ricochet off. I've injured John quite a bit. Just cut it and pew, it ricochets off, hits him in the back or wherever. He doesn't like that very much. That, bam. So you got the pieces that you need for your earring at the bottom, the middle dangle. I'm gonna go ahead and attach it to a fish eye hook. I only have one here. Let me get the other. And go over here. No, I'm not on one. Oh, I do. Oh, for this demonstration, we're going to put these on a gold one because the gold's already here. Normally, I like to keep my colors coordinated, silver pieces, and I use silver, but today we're going to break the rules. Alright, now the fun part. Connecting this all together. Okay? Now that is where your jump rings are going to come in. like I said, they are used to connect everything together. We have a couple, put them over here. They come in different sizes, big, medium, small. The tiniest ones are 2mm, next size up 4mm, 6mm, and they open increments of 2. Hardly ever do you see like a 5mm or anything when it comes to jewelry making. It's always even numbers. Nope. So, smallest one. Now this is where the flat nose, the bent nose comes in, because you want to grab it like this, right where you're going to open it. See the little split in it? You look at it. I'll show you. And you want to grab the flat one like that, and together they open it. Twist it like that. See how it opened? Okay. You want to grab your bottom piece, loop it in there, like that. And then you grab your top piece, loop it in, open this a little bit more. Like that. Kind of hard with the tinier jump rings. Like that. So now they're both in there. You want to grab this other guy back up here and twist it back closed. Just like that. And now it's closed. Both my pieces are in there. I'm good to go. And now you should have this. Right? And it dangles like that. It's got a good movement to it already. Okay, repeat the same action for the other earring. Make the earrings together. I don't always use the other thing. I kind of use my nail to hold it and twist it like that. Right, however works for you. Some people use the tool, I don't. You loop that one, the bottom one first, and the top one. And go ahead and close it. Just like that. So when you close it, it looks like a complete ring. You're going to make sure that the pieces meet, that you close the jump ring all the way. So say you're using this jump ring, right? When you open it, it's open like that, right? Now when you close it, you want to make sure that those pieces meet all the way. Focus, focus, there you go. All the way. Don't leave it like that, because the earring can fall apart. You want to make sure it's completely together like that, so that there's no chance of the pieces falling apart or breaking or separating or anything like that. I always want to make sure that this is a complete ring, not crooked like that or anything, or halfway like that. Always completely together for the sake of not losing your jewelry. Yeah. Bam. So we got our pieces like that there. I'm going to take a 4mm jump ring, put them together. Same idea when you put the hook on. I'm going to go ahead and loop the bottom part on first, which is the earring itself. And you put your fish hook on there. Pay attention to the orientation that you stick it on there, so you don't put it on there backward. Right. Bam. Close it back up. Make sure it's completely together. Bam. There you go. Earring. Thing again, together. Pay attention to how that looks. Put them together. Close it up. See how? Look at this one. See how when I close it, it didn't close flush. See how that's not flush? You want to make sure. Go ahead and fix that. Take your plier and flatten it down so that it meets perfectly. You don't want no one losing the earring, or the piece of it falling off because the jump ring's got a hole. So splitting it. Alright. So there it is. Basic earring construction. Now these are easy to whip out. 1, 2, put a couple pieces together, bam, done. And if you look how it flows, how the earring's got a nice little movement to them. You know, versus sometime. Oh, alrighty. So that's the first video. Basic tools, storage, what each tool is used for, how you use it when you're in the process of making stuff. basic quick earring design. 5 minutes, less than that. Whip this guy out. Sometimes I put a back on it. I have little plastic backs. I don't know where they are at this moment. But yeah. And there you go. If you have any questions, just call me, text me, or whatever, and I will help you as best I can.